Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Great article from SDX Central. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So this article fits right in with what I want to talk about in this video. So are Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile prepared for an enterprise fight? I think that has been going on for some time now, especially AT&T and T-Mobile going against Verizon. Most of the larger enterprises today sit with Verizon in terms of enterprise share. If we'll just call it that for this video, enterprise share. And that it's the same with first responders. Most of that market share is sitting at Verizon. So AT&T and T-Mobile are naturally just going to go compete against Verizon because that's where a majority of their customers are. So I feel Verizon is going to have to change and develop a competitiveness that they've never had before. Before, right, they could just walk into these meetings. They could just walk into the meetings with the CIOs and say, I'm big Verizon, I'm here. You guys have to choose me because nobody else can offer you what I can offer you today. That's how it literally was. It was just, I'm Verizon, and by perception, these businesses and enterprises just immediately flocked to Verizon. And that's not to say that Verizon didn't have the best and largest network for many, many, many years. Yes, they have embraced the grind. They have invested properly to be able to be in that position. But now it's a totally different ballgame. Verizon can no longer just sit with that mindset that, yes, we are Verizon and we can just take that business, or we'll just keep that business because we are Verizon. No, they are going to lose a lot of accounts if they continue to operate with that mindset. And it's two players, possibly a third player in Dish, that's also going to start competing against Verizon in the enterprise space. Now, that's why I feel Verizon is going to change. Not so that they're willingly going to change. They're going to have to change. They're going to have to compete back. There are going to be several instances where you see Verizon having to undercut T-Mobile for some accounts in the future. It's going to happen. If not, those accounts will just walk. T-Mobile is in a stable position today to offer, with all the assets that they have, PCS, AWS, N41, N71, the other mid-band assets, C-band. T-Mobile is going to be able to offer these enterprises just about anything that Verizon can, if not more, as it pertains to 5G standalone for now, until Verizon can get the standalone portion fully operational over the next few months. So Verizon's going to have to change, and I feel they are going to change. So what we will see from Verizon over the next several months and years, I feel, is a bigger presence of the brand, right? They're still going through that refresh, that rebrand, the logo. For those of you who remember those videos I made, they're still going through that. They haven't gotten into all stores, so they're still working through that. But we're going to start seeing that more heavily in marketing, go-to-market on TV campaigns, right? The NFL season is in full swing, so we're going to start seeing powered by Verizon, 5G best network. We're going to start seeing all of that from Verizon a lot more aggressively, a lot more frequently. Then, any bigger event that might be coming up, we're going to start seeing Verizon all over. The Super Bowl's coming up. We have the NBA coming up. We'll probably see frequent Verizon commercials there. And I feel that's going to be a new Verizon where they are going to compete and be competitive with new and existing customers get the same offer. They're going to be any phone, any condition. They're going to drive that through the market. I think that will stick around for some time to come. I don't think they do it like they did in the past where they run it a little bit and then they pull it. No, they have to leave it now. It's getting very, very competitive. And AT&T has always been, right? Verizon and AT&T have always gone back and forth. But there's never been like a third competitor where T-Mobile is today that can fully just head on, straightforward, compete against Verizon. And T-Mobile is doing that. So they must have reached, as I said in the previous video, T-Mobile must have reached a certain level of confidence now and actually have the network at a certain size, a certain build, where they're comfortable to just go all out. Let's just do it. You know, T-Mobile for Business, T-Priority, they're going to do it. They are doing it, right? So there are many of thousands of accounts that they are taking currently that we aren't aware of, right? They put out some articles like Delta and several others, but there are some other ones that we just don't see publicly. And that's something that Verizon will have to fight back. They will have to fight back at some point. They will have to, right? They can't just lay back and let all these customers, all these accounts leave, you know, at the clip that they've been leaving. So they're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to slow this down. They're going to have to stop the bleeding, if you will, even if it's not overall bleeding, right? But losing some of those big accounts to a competitor, it's got to hurt, especially when you're positioned as the premium brand, Verizon this, Verizon that, and you lose an account. And, you know, publicly, I don't think the carriers are allowed to announce perhaps who the previous carrier was. Like when T-Mobile got the 60,000 and now continuous lines, right? They continue to get more lines. They never disclosed who they came from, right? We can only speculate. Maybe it's Verizon, AT&T, maybe a little of both. Who knows, right? We can only speculate. But T-Mobile is really getting these accounts. That's a problem now. AT&T and Verizon, like I said, they have been going back and forth. You know, AT&T might take 20,000, Verizon might take 30,000. That's kind of been a back and forth thing. But even though still during that time, Verizon was taking a majority share of that, right? Now you have a third strong competitor, very strong, competing at scale now. It's not just only the metros anymore. T-Mobile is now full-blown competing at scale, and that's a bigger problem for Verizon, I feel. So they have to fight back, right? So we're going to see what I mentioned. We're going to see Verizon much more aggressive on marketing, being at the bigger events, investing into that marketing, right? The nationwide campaigns digitally. I see them being more aggressive as well with, you know, the go-to new and existing customers get the same deal, and then any phone, any condition. For those of you who have seen those commercials, they have been a bit more aggressive. I believe it's a person holding a phone, and then all of a sudden, all these phones are just flocking and flying to Verizon stores because they're broken, not working, and it's a nice message that they're sending to the consumer. But I feel it'll take several more quarters of running that and staying consistent for the consumer to finally start grasping that concept. Like, hey, if I have a broken phone, we can just take that to Verizon, and Verizon will give me X amount of dollars for a new one, you know, depending on plan and all that. But so I feel it's eventually going to start working. Verizon will fight back, and they are fighting back currently, right? The new marketing material that they're putting out, I think is the best that they've done in a while. And I hope it continues. I really hope it continues. I hope they stay even more aggressive than before and keep everyone on their toes, because being the big red carrier, being the big Verizon that they once, I don't want to say once were, they still are, but, you know, just staying in that mindset, it's no longer going to work. T-Mobile and AT&T have gotten better, more competitive in their messaging and in their marketing and everything else. So Verizon is going to have to fight back, and I think it's a good thing for everyone. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.